What's up, guys? This is Bumpkins, and I'm here with sort of a first, I guess, a rough draft, if you will, in a new series of videos that I would really like to start doing. That kind of meant to shine a spotlight on maybe some lesser known comics. Of course, if you're the kind of person who is going to watch a video like this, chances are you probably know most of the comics that I'll talk about. There's a lot of big comics out there, a lot of Marvel stuff, a lot of DC stuff, and those used to be my bread and butter as a kid. But nowadays, I find myself, when I come home from my comic shop every week, I find myself really excited to read the indie books, or the ones that aren't as spectacular as the Marvel and DC, the lesser knowns, the ones that are really story driven, that kind of thing. And I wanted to make a series of videos that, like I said, shines a spotlight on those. So what I want to do is I would like to pick at least one every week, maybe a couple every week. There may be a couple that are deserving of this, and I would love to pick at least one every week to just sort of talk about, just as a way to let you guys know, hey, if you don't know about a certain comic, here's one you might like. These are definitely not going to be spec videos. You guys know I don't spec books. I can't stand any of that stuff. These aren't really review books. I'm not going to say whether a book was good or bad. I might say what I thought about it. But it's really more just a way to tell you about a book that has a really cool story. And if I read a book and it doesn't really grab me, I don't really like it, I'm probably not even going to talk about it, because I really just want to promote and lift up stuff that I found interesting, that I think has a good story that a lot of other people might like. There's a lot of garbage, negative videos out there about all kinds of stuff. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I just want to put like positivity out there, talk about good stories. So I'd like to try to do this around Thursday or Friday of each week, and I'm recording this on a Monday night. I'm going to put it out on Tuesday, so it's a little bit late for that. But I would like to, come home with my books on Wednesday, read a few of them, and then maybe make a video after that to talk about some of the ones that you might be interested in. So the first one I'm going to talk about, or the one I'm going to talk about in this video, it's called Ha Ha. It's produced by Image Comics. And like I said, if you're the kind of person who is interested in a video like this, you probably have heard of this. But in case you haven't, or in case you know about it, but you don't know what the story is, you're not really sure if you want to buy it, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So it's written by W. Maxwell Prince with art by Vanessa Del Rey. So W. Maxwell Prince is the same guy who writes Ice Cream Man, who I was very late to the party to, and I finally read the first two collected editions and really liked them. That is a book that it's an anthology series, single stories that don't necessarily relate to each other, but there is something that connects them in the form of this Ice Cream Man, who there is a lot more to him than meets the eye, and he sort of bridges all these self-contained stories together. And I'll leave it at that, because I don't want to, I could spoil some stuff on that. So I'll leave it at that. But same guy who writes this. So what Ha Ha is this one is, in particular, is the first in I believe it's a 6-issue miniseries. It may be 5. It's not an ongoing. It's a limited series, either 5 or 6 issues. I can't quite remember. But these are also self-contained stories, and they are stories about people who dress up as clowns, or for example, this story features a character named Bart, and he is a clown. He works as a clown at a rundown sort of amusement park. I'll give you a picture of the art here. And again, I don't know. I'd like to figure out a good way to show off the art instead of just holding it up. So like I said, this is a rough draft video of this kind of thing. But just to give you an idea of the rundown amusement park that he works at, kind of looks like that. I won't spoil anything in any of these videos, because if the story is good enough for me to shine a spotlight on it, I definitely want you to experience it for yourself. But I will tell you that the premise of this story is that Bart gets fired from his job. The amusement park is run down. Kids aren't coming to the amusement park anymore. They're playing video games and stuff like that. So Bart loses his job, and Bart, he needs to feed his family, and he begs for, doesn't beg, but he tries to make some deals, tries to bargain with the owner about what can he do. And So he's pretty distraught, but he maintains a certain attitude about it. And on his way home, he runs into a situation. And the majority of the book is about that situation and his journey from the beginning of the situation all the way through the end, and how his attitude affects the way he navigates through that situation. And like I said, I don't want to say too much, so that that might sound a little bit too vague if I'm trying to tell you that this might be a story that you might be interested in. I don't know if that's really doing the trick, but I can't tell you anymore without spoiling it. So, like I said, it's a one and done story. Bart's story is only in this issue. The next issue we get a different story with a different character. I don't know what their situation is going to be. But if you like good stories and you want to be able to just pick up and read a story, an interesting story, and then be done, and you don't have to get the next one, or you don't have to know what comes before it, then try this out. Yeah, I know it's a little weird. It's about clowns, but it's really interesting, the situation that he finds himself in, and what happens to him during and after that situation, and how the attitude that he keeps throughout all this adversity, losing his job and being scared that his wife's going to be mad at him and how's he going to feed his family, that kind of thing. The attitude that he keeps for himself, how that sees him through this day that he's having. And, and it's got a really interesting ending, really unexpected. I wasn't really quite sure where this was going to go. But when it was over, and that's this story. So, like I said, this is going to be a 5 or a 6 issue miniseries, and each issue is going to be something different, a different character, a different story about a different character. And the through line is that they're all clowns. I don't even know, they probably don't even know each other, but they all work as or dress as clowns for whatever reason. And there is, I had heard that there is going to be sort of a connection with Ice Cream Man, necessarily, maybe at the end of the series, but I don't know how that's going to work in. I haven't even read all of Ice Cream Man. I've only read like the first 2 collected editions, which is like the first 8 issues, and I think they're like up to 20 issues now or something. So I don't know enough about that series to know how it could factor into this. But again, I just want to shine a spotlight on a comic that you might find interesting. Haha, number 1. Image Comics right there. And like I said, it's not going to be around, it's just a limited series. So that's it, guys. I'm going to try to do a video like this, just short videos, 10 minutes or less, just shining a spotlight on stories that you might find interesting. Most of the time, they are probably going to be stuff that's fairly new, but some of them might be older stuff that maybe I was late to the game on. And if I had had videos like this, I maybe wouldn't have been late. So I can think of a couple already that I might do some videos on that a lot of people have already read and I haven't. So, but like I said, not a lot of Marvel and DC stuff here, just more story-driven books, because that's what really sort of gets me going with comics today, is just finding those one-offs, those interesting stories, those lesser-known books, lesser-known published books. I think those are the most fun. So guys, I appreciate you watching this. If you like this video or any of the other videos on my channel, maybe hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a sarcastic thumbs up. If nothing else, leave me a message in the comments. Let me know if you read Haha, or if you know of any other books like this, or if you have any suggestions for spotlight videos that maybe I could read. Maybe it's something I haven't read. I could read it and then do a video like this. Just let me know in the comments. I love comic books. I could talk about them with a room full of people or to just a camera. So guys, I appreciate you watching. And until the next one, I will see you later. Bye-bye.